Okay, I think I'm gonna modify this wagon compared to the last one with a little bit more like it's a witch's wagon. So I'm gonna make a control loop here and here, and then grab this face and extrude it out. Extrude it out again, and then rotate it 45 degrees x-axis, drag it down a little bit. And from here, I think I'm gonna have like a hanging lantern. So I'll select this, Shift S, cursor to selected. I'm going to add another torus, but I want it to be even smaller this time, so I want to save my vertices and not overload the rendering or anything for performance in Unity, so I'm gonna turn it down to maybe like 6 sides of the segments of this torus. Just scale it down by a lot, rotate it by 90 degrees, and lower this down. Okay, this is gonna be like a starting chain where a lantern will be hanging. Oops, okay. I'm gonna Shift D, duplicate it, and bring it down, then rotate it on x-axis, the z-axis by 90 degrees. Scale it down again because I want it smaller than this holding ring. Shift D, drag it down, rotate it again. Just so maybe they're touching a bit. Now I can take both of these, Shift D, drag it down. I'm not sure how low this lantern is hanging, so now okay, so now I will select, oops, I need to select these bottom 2 faces, or you can just add it up here, but I want it right where this is. I'm gonna add a cube. Whoa, make it really small. It's too big. Now it's kind of like connected to the chain, and I will just do this, extrude it, and then scale it again. We extrude again, just to make it, just shaping it randomly so it looks like a lantern, kind of like that. Now maybe I want to take each face and inset it like that, scale it. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna extrude and then scale it inwards. Okay, now I've got some hanging lanterns in the front of our wagon so that maybe they can see at night. For the inside, I'm actually gonna finish with the mirror tool. I don't need that anymore. I can press apply once I go back into object mode, and now it is one object and it's no longer just being mirrored across. So before you export your model into Unity, if you're using the mirror modifier, you want to apply it before you send it over, or it may not have the other half. On the inside, okay, on the inside, I'm going to put cursor to selected, and since it's a witch, I might give her a big crate in the back. I'll give her a crate in the back where she can store random goods. Scale it, x-axis, maybe just pull this out more. Oops. Or maybe push it back again. Okay. I'm gonna take this part and put it scaled up a bit, extrude, and then I kind of want to curve part of the top of the chest, so let me make some loops right here. Okay, and I'm going to take this side and also make some loops, however many you want. I'm using 4, so it's very simple and low poly. I'm gonna only select these top ones. Oops. And then pull them up. Now I'm going to do the same with this middle row. I'm gonna pull this up. Now it's like a rounded chest. I might also pull up these ones in the middle a little bit, make it look more interesting. Okay, now right here, I'll do 2 edge loops like that. Ooh, scale it down on the Z-axis, and then go to face select, and I'm gonna select all of these and extrude along normals specifically, because if I normally extruded, or let me see if I could show that. If I extrude normally, it will do something kind of weird like this, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do extrude along normals, so that it extrudes along the normal of each of these faces. Now I've got like the edge of the chest, and in this middle part, I will add a lock. So Shift S, cursor to selected. I might add a cylinder, but only with 5 sides, so I have like a pentagon. Rotate it, X-axis, scale it way down, and then I kind of have this poking out. Scaling it down again, I'm gonna move it. Okay. For the keyhole, I think I will inset, pull this up, and then actually take this and inset it as well, but drag it up so it's right next to this one. And just to make sure, maybe I will take both of these lines and scale the Z-axis to 0 so they're on the same spot. Now I'll take them both and extrude them inwards. Now we have our lock. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add some potions. I think I'll start with a cylinder and give it 8 sides, scale it down. Okay. Or maybe scale it a little bit. I just take the top face and scale it in and out and make some interesting shapes for potions. So I might speed this up a bit because it'll just be me messing with different shapes. Okay, now that I've done some potions, I think I will make maybe just a couple books for side. Take this. I'm gonna use this cube. Okay, let me scale it so it's longer. Not too long. And then keep making it flatter. Scale on the Z-axis. Okay. So I want it to look like there's a binding and there are pages in the middle, so I'm going to actually move this up for a bit so I can see the bottom. I'm going to select these 3 sides and then inset them. I'd inset again and then instead scale them down. So now you have a simple book and it looks like there's pages inside. Now you can take this and either stack them next to each other or rotate it and stack them that way. If I want to separate this so I can use the array modifier to make a couple more books, I can actually go to mesh, separate by selection. So now when I go back into object mode, this is its separate thing. I can make an array and then add in a bunch of books. I want to change my offset by y-axis instead, so there's a bit of space between them, but not that much. Okay, I'm gonna finish this and then go into the object go into object mode and then press apply. Now I have all these. I can press L, select this one, and then rotate it slightly off. So it's leaning on the other books. Oops. And I'm pressing G, Shift, Z when I'm moving it only on the X and Y. Okay, I've got a couple books stuck there. Okay, the last thing I might do is add a cauldron to the middle. Actually, I want to join these back together, so I will shift click both and do Control J. So now they're both on the same thing again. I'm gonna select these, cursor to selected so it's centered. I'm going to add a cylinder. I'm gonna add more vertices because it's gonna be a bigger object, maybe 12. Okay, Shift X, and then move this down. I'm gonna go into X-ray mode so I can select the bottom part. I'm gonna scale that down so it can be the bottom of the cauldron. Maybe scale this down again too. Okay, I'm gonna extrude, scale, just extrude again, oops, scale, extrude, scale. Okay, I'm going to inset this top part and extrude it downwards. Now I've got kind of cauldron going. If I want to add some sticks around the sides. Okay, I can do what I did on the wagon wheels. I might need to go into X-ray mode so I can see where it is. Lower it here. And then scale it so that it's longer. Duplicate it, rotate it, and then select this one, duplicate them, and rotate them. Ooh, wrong axis. Rotate 45 degrees. Okay. Now you've got pretty much a wagon with some lanterns, symmetrical wheels, and parts of the wagon using the mirror modifier, and some simple shapes to make some potions, and a chest and books. That's all.